Hi everyone, welcome to my first ever video that's not gonna be language related. You heard it well, this is my first video where I'm gonna discuss something completely different than languages. I'm gonna discuss one topic that's very much discussed nowadays in the media in different countries, and I think it's really important to speak about it. This video is going to be in English because I have noticed that videos where I speak English are viewed way more than those videos where I speak some other language and I put subtitles. And it seems that people are just lazy to read those subtitles, and I want this video to be seen by a lot of people, so I'm just gonna speak English. So our today's topic that I want to discuss are abortions and legal access to abortions. I can't believe I have to make this video, and I can't believe that I have me and many other people that we have to explain why should abortions be legal everywhere. And it's crazy to have to explain this in 21st century, but what are we gonna do? We seem to be going backwards in evolution. So I have to make such a video. I have made a list of 6 or 7 reasons why I believe abortions should be legal everywhere, and I'm gonna discuss each one of those reasons a little bit so I can maybe open a new perspective to some people. I hope you will enjoy this video. So the reason number 1 why I believe that abortions should be legal everywhere is the fact that abortions are as old as humankind. They have been happening in all societies. They have been happening 5, 10, 15, 20 centuries ago. They are not something new. The only difference is that lately they have become a political tool that some politicians and political parties are using in order to get votes, which I don't understand, but okay. And ban of abortions on a state level is not gonna end abortions. It never ended abortions. You can check statistics from the countries where abortions are illegal. They're still happening. They're less safe for the person that's getting them, but they're not stopping. The only thing that might end abortions is sexual education. But funny thing is that political parties and politicians that are promoting abortion bans are also banning sexual education, which does not make sense. If you really want to end abortions, you would provide sexual education to young people, but no, they're against all that. So sexual education is the only thing that might end abortion someday, and even with that, there are cases where pregnancy might happen and abortion might be the best option. So zero abortion society, I don't know if it's ever gonna exist, but it's definitely not going to happen thanks to abortion ban. Second reason why I believe abortions should be legal everywhere is the fact that nobody is happy to have an abortion, nobody enjoys having abortion, nobody gets pregnant intentionally in order to have an abortion. And I know that this might sound funny to some people, like why am I saying this? But when I hear some pro-life people sometimes, I have a feeling that they don't really understand what kind of things can happen in someone's life that might lead them to have an abortion. In some situations, it's the only solution for the pregnant person, and when you look at someone else's life, you might think that there are other solutions, but for them that might be the only one. You don't know what are they going through. But one thing is for sure, women are not having abortions because casually. It's a big decision. Some women might have consequences, some women might suffer after that. Most of those who get abortion willingly don't suffer, but some might, and it's hard decision anyway, so why make it harder with bans and all those things? Makes no sense to me. Third reason, and this is gonna be a very controversial one, I have noticed that most of pro-life, or as I call them, pro-forced birth people, are very religious, and their religion or their God or whatever they believe in is the main reason why they believe that abortions should be illegal. I personally, I'm not religious. I have never been religious, but I respect everyone's freedom to practice any religion they want. We live in a free society. You are free to believe in whatever you want, practice any kind of religion and all that, but At the same time, you don't have right to impose your views and your religion over other people, on other people. So that argument that sometimes appears in different political debates when it comes to reproductive rights, where people say, but my religion says this and my religion says that, that's completely okay. If you believe in certain God who is against abortions, then don't have abortion. That's completely okay, but you don't have any right to impose your beliefs and your gods on other people. And I don't know why is that so hard to understand. I mean, religious freedom is okay, but forcing your beliefs on others is totally not okay. So one of the strongest pro-life arguments against abortion is the fact that, according to them, life starts at conception and not at birth. That's something that we can discuss forever. Even doctors and scientists don't agree completely on that, and usually pro-life people are saying that fetus is an independent person at the time of conception because they already have their own DNA. We can already tell if they are going to be a boy or a girl, if they are going to be blonde or dark-haired or whatever. And it might be true that life actually starts at conception. It is also true that fetus's sex and eye color, hair color, height is already written in their DNA at that time, but all that is useless without women's body and her uterus. Even though the fetus is alive, technically it cannot survive without female body. And I would say that one of the strongest pro-choice arguments is the fact that we don't have a right to use someone's body in order to help someone else to survive without the person's consent. So how can we force a woman to use her uterus, her blood, her whole body for 9 months in order to help someone survive if she doesn't want to? Because forcing someone to give blood, for example, is illegal. I mean, it's nice to give blood, but if you don't want, nobody can force you to do that. If you want to donate a kidney, it's fine. If you don't want to, again, nobody can force you to do that. Even though if other person's life might be at risk, you cannot be forced to give your body and your organs in order to help someone else survive. So how comes that in this pregnancy situation, it's completely okay to force a woman to carry a fetus during 9 months of pregnancy, put her health at risk, put her life at risk on childbirth, because that of women in during childbirths are still happening? And does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense to me. And whole this life starts at conception thing, I don't think it should be a pro-life argument, because it really doesn't make sense. Without female body, that life cannot survive. Okay. Fifth reason why I believe that abortions should be legal is the fact that most of pro-life organizations and people only care about fetus while it's fetus. They don't care about the baby once it's born. They are not gonna care about that kid in 5, 10, 15 years. They are not gonna help the family or the mother to raise that kid. They might give a little bit of money and tell her, keep the baby, we will help you, but that help is not going to happen. Pro-life organizations are usually using very manipulative tactics in order to influence the woman to keep the baby, but once the baby is born, they don't care. Nobody is gonna help that woman raise the child. Nobody is gonna ask her how is she doing in 5 to 10 years. So we are not talking only about birth. There is much more going on after you give birth to a baby. You have your whole life to take care of that person, and nobody is gonna be there to help you, because pro-life organizations are usually there when it's easiest to be there, when you're pregnant and when baby is not on this planet yet. And sixth and the last reason that I'm gonna discuss in this video is the fact that abortions and reproductive rights nowadays are unfortunately a topic that political parties on both left and right are just using to gain voters, and there are way more important things that we should be focusing on nowadays, especially when it comes to families and kids. Political parties on both right and left have much more to do about families and children and women and pregnant people. But instead of helping them in other ways, they decide to focus on whether someone should abort a child or whether someone should keep a child. And almost on every political debate nowadays, even in USA, but unfortunately in Europe as well, you can see different party candidates fighting each other on whether women should have right to abort or not. It's just a tool for them to gain votes, and it's something that, in my opinion, shouldn't even be discussed in 21st century. There are way more important topics to be discussed. Safety, for example, safety of kids, helping young families, helping women against who have gone through sexual abuse. Why is nobody discussing that? Why do we have to focus on abortion? Probably because that's the easiest topic to discuss. Because when it comes to discussing abortions, it's enough to discuss and to ban something. You don't have to do anything else, so it's an easy way to gain votes. One thing that I haven't mentioned in this video is the fact that victims of rape and any other kind of sexual abuse should always have right to abortion. That rape is usually one of the things that's very often mentioned in pro-choice arguments, and I'm not gonna discuss that here because I believe that every human being who is not a psychopath is gonna be pro-choice when it comes to rape victims and their abortion rights. I don't think that anyone normal can ban a pregnant person who was raped of aborting her rapist child. That's something that just I'm not even gonna discuss, because I believe, as I said, if you're not a psychopath, you will be pro-choice in these situations, no matter what are your other beliefs. So this is everything when it comes to this topic in this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something new. I hope I managed to open new perspectives for some of you. And I really hope that in a year or 2 or 5 or 10 from now, we won't have to discuss this topic anywhere in civilized world, because there is not that much to discuss. Anyway, if you have something that you would like to add about this topic, please do so in the comments. If you disagree with me, you can also write that, I'm fine. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna make more, not necessarily about this topic, but about other topics that are being discussed a lot nowadays, and I hope you will keep enjoying my videos. Thank you.